Hello and welcome to Journey, the zombie apocalypse tabletop RPG. Today, we're going to be playing through the opening hours of the actual zombie apocalypse and seeing it through the eyes of 3 regular people. Now, before we get into it, let's meet our survivors.
Hi, I'm Chet Romer. I am a marathon runner, and I'm kind of stuck in this dead-end office job paying child support to my bitch of an ex-wife.
Okay.
I am Dave Danners. I'm a hunting enthusiast, and I love my job, and I love my wife.
Very nice. Good contrast.
My name is Paulie Slacks. I am a mid-30s construction worker who had to go to an office because my back went out.
Very nice. All right, guys. So, now that we've met our poor doomed souls, let's go ahead and get stuck in. The year is 1999. Our story takes place in the hot, sticky air of Miami Beach. Cool cars, hot babes, tons of fun in the sun, all of which you're having absolutely none of. It's the first Monday of the month, which, you know what that means? Mandatory overtime day. And you are no exception. You wake up, splitting headache, rolling out of bed with a grunt, your old trusty glass of water and handful of headache pills on the bedside table, the TV blaring news reports that you left on since last night, talking about a rise in homeless attacks and a meteor shower. Ugh, can't be bothered. You switch that off, take your headache pills, glass of water, get dressed in your button-up shirt and your big tie, and you jump on the bus to make it in time to the office. People on the bus around you chatter about recent events, and you cannot be bothered to listen to yet another bus debate, so you just tune them out, staring out the window. And as you get closer to the office, driving to very, very downtown Miami, tall skyscrapers, buildings all over, you're stopped on the highway, and the bus comes to a very slow stop, and ahead of you, you can see some kind of police standoff. Police cruisers making a half circle in the middle of the highway. Cops lined up behind, weapons drawn, and you can see a homeless man that they're all aiming at. They're calling out commands, telling him to stop and to stop moving and to freeze, and the guy just keeps coming. One of the cops pulls out a taser, shoots him with it, and the prongs hit him directly in the heart. And he's sitting there pulling the trigger, giving it the juice, giving it all she's got. And the homeless man grabs him, takes him to the ground, and they start wrestling. Wow, you think to yourself, these new street drugs are something else. And although that was exciting, it's barely enough to even break you out of your morning stupor. You arrive at the office, and your building is very tall, 9, 10 stories, and your particular floor is in the middle. So you pile in the elevator like a pack of sardines, and somebody stinks, another person coughs, and it's just shuffling around, just uncomfortableness. And finally, you reach your destination, and the middle floor, and the boss is there to greet you. He pats you, Paulie, on the shoulder. And he says, Davey, who's my main man? Listen, so profits are down this quarter. I was wondering if you had any family members that you could call and try to close an easy sale. Maybe like a grandma, sick uncle or anything like that. I just had one of my buddies in accounting get one. And trust me, his mom, that old bird, couldn't say no. Anyway, I know you got this. I'll talk to you later. And he gives you like a little bit too hard of a pat on the shoulder and pushes you kind of towards your desk. And annoyed with this already, you guys sit at your desk and you start to get kind of buried in your work, really just trying to forget about the day and just get through yet another shift. But eventually, something breaks you out of your stupor. Bam, an explosion, and it rocks the entire building, shaking beneath your feet. And people start to run over to the windows, crowd out the windows looking down at the streets below. And a woman screams. You guys walk up to the windows as well. Looking straight down on the street below, you see a scene of absolute chaos. Cars, bumper to bumper, as far as you can see up the street. People are driving up on the sidewalk, attempting to get around the traffic jam, blocking traffic, driving into alleyways, wedging their cars in really horrible positions. And there's people running around everywhere. Beneath you, in front of the office building, 2 men wrestle, punching each other in the head as hard as they can. And because of this, the amount of stress just to even look out the window and see this absolute hell landscape unfolding, you guys are going to lose 1 sanity. So in Journey, the characters have a sanity bar that they have to maintain. If it goes down to 0, really bad things happen. And because these guys are dealing with the general stress of the average American office worker, we have them set at the middle. So they've already lost one. And now the office is ablaze with questions. Somebody runs towards the phone on the wall. They pull the phone off the wall, the corded phone. They try to dial 911. Do. Line's busy. Do. Line's busy. They try to call their wife. Line's busy. The phones are not working. Somebody turns on a radio, and the radio broadcast has 3 or 4 different voices talking over each other in some kind of panic, and it's impossible to tell what's going on. And the boss, big potbelly guy, bald head, his buttons barely holding it together in his big stomach. He comes out waving a baseball bat around, and he says, people, relax. Listen, I would have went pro if I didn't hurt my knee in high school. We're gonna be okay, but we need to find out what's going on. So how about this? We're gonna grab a cup, take some straws from the break room, and we're gonna cut 3 of them. And we'll pull, and whoever pulls the short straws, they'll head down to the first floor, talk to the security guard, and find out what's going on. Okay? The most fair thing we can do. And that's what happens. Somebody from accounting goes by, cuts the straws, they put them in the cup, mix them around, everyone takes a straw. And guess which 3 people pull the short straws? Yep, that's right. Chet, Dave, and Paulie. You 3 pull the short straws. And it's your guys' job to go down to the first floor and find out what the hell is going on. And that's exactly what you do. So go ahead and put your pieces here in the elevator. You press the button, and on the elevator panel, you can see the numbers slowly dinging down. Ding, 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 ding. The doors open. And ahead of you, you can see the security guard, a police officer, and he's wrestling with a man in the middle of the floor. They have 2 hands each on a shotgun, pulling it back and forth in the test of might and muscle. And the strangest thing is, the guy that he's wrestling with has this horrendously deep cut, starting from his lip all the way up over his skull. And the guy is such a maniac, on drugs or something, that he's actually trying to lean over the shotgun and take bites out of the officer. And the guy is struggling, they're yelling at each other, and it's just a scene of absolute panic. And there's more people banging at the doors trying to get in. Chet, what do you do?
Seeing the security guard in danger, who I assume I see every day walking in the building, I'm going to rush towards him and shove this guy off of him.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll.
16.
Wow, very nice. So Chet, running full speed from the elevator, you just plant your hands on his ribcage and you just push him off. And he goes sprawling away. The cop pulls up a shotgun, racks a shell into it. Dave?
I come up behind Chet and just kind of assess the situation.
Okay, give me a perception check. 7. I'll say that passes for an easy check on the area difficulty. So, the man that the cop was wrestling with, you saw the horrendous facial cut, laceration even. And another thing that you get an eye on, now that you're looking at him, is that he has 2 clear bullet holes, one in his heart and one in his lungs. And he's still coming. Paulie?
I'm going to also come behind them because I do not have anything. So I will stand right there.
Sure. The police officer, since he's racked the shotgun, he raises it up to chest level, and your heart drops at the idea that you're about to watch a man just get blasted with this shotgun. The police officer fires. Boom, 18. Shreds his head with the blast of the 12 gauge, the buckshot going clear through his skull and making a mess in the lobby. And the body falls down to the ground. And the police officer turns to you, and you only kind of saw like the left side of his face. He turns to the right, and you can just see bite marks all over his face, his neck. He's got cuts and bruises and scratches all over him. And he nods and he says, "Thank you, I appreciate that." And then, immediately, holds his stomach, doubles over, and just projectile vomits blood all over the ground. He falls over to the ground and starts seizing. Blood coming out of his eyes, dripping out of his mouth. And he is just a mess. What do you do?
Try and see if he's okay, and further assess try and figure out what's going on to him.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, he's totally unresponsive. He's convulsing and seizing, and blood is coming out of his eyes. Okay, Dave, what do you do?
I go for the shotgun.
Okay, yeah. You pick up the shotgun. It's an R870. It's going to be just missing one shell, but besides that, it's full. You pick up the shotgun, weighing it in your hands. Feels good. Paulie.
I'm gonna perception check to see if the police officer has any other weapons on him from on the outside of his suit.
Sure.
I got an 11.
Yeah, he does. He actually has a police issue pistol. Do you grab it off of him?
Sure.
Okay. You pull the pistol from his holster, and you hold it in your hand. You take the magazine out. It's 15 rounds. And he stops convulsing, freezing. And you look at him for a second, as if, did he just die right in front of us? And you guys lose his sanity from seeing him shotgun somebody, plus seeing him just die. But then, laying down, completely flat on his back, he just sits straight up. And he stands back up, and he's coming right at you. Arms raised, reaching directly for your eyeballs and your throat. He attacks you like a crazy person. And Dave, with the shotgun, what do you do?
I just react and I shoot him.
Okay.
12 plus 3, 15.
It's self-defense. And Dave screams this and fires the shotgun, hitting him directly center chest, which would easily kill any man. He blasts backwards, and you put, tons of, you shredded his chest, broke his back, and he slides across the floor, leaving this 3-foot wide blood smear. And he's laying, spine broken. He reaches out and tries to grab and bite at you, and his teeth gnashing like a wild animal. And you rack the shotgun, and you're staring in disbelief. He's still alive. And before you can react, the front doors, the glass, starts to break. And more people are piling up on the glass, trying to force the doors open and break in. You're running out of time. What do you do?
We need to get out of here, boys.
It's probably time to run. Yeah.
We figured out what's going on, and it's not good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's anything but good. So how do you escape?
Take the elevator back upstairs.
You go back in the elevator.
Walking upstairs.
You press the button, and as soon as you press the button, the elevator doors start to close. The glass all breaks, and they start to climb in. And these rioters, they're crazy, man. And you head back upstairs. Ding! The elevator door opens. The boss is waiting there, baseball bat up. And he says, "Oh, you've returned. Thank goodness. What in the world? Where did you get those weapons?" he says, looking at the firearms that you're now carrying.
The rioters they're crazy. They do not stop trying to hurt you and anybody.
Yeah. You try to plead to them that there's something definitely wrong with these people. And a person in the office pushes past you and says, "Yeah, right, bullshit. I need to get home to my family right now." And 4 other people agree with him that they need to get home right now. And they're tired of waiting around, having other people make decisions for them. And they say they push past you and they pile into the elevator.
I tried to warn you.
They hit the button and the elevator doors close. You can see the light on the console. Ding, ding, ding. Dave, what do you do?
I look around for any other ways to potentially get out of here other than going back downstairs.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't say you probably had to roll for that, just because this is the office floor that you're used to. The setup is pretty simple. We have the elevator here, the accounting department with a closed door. The accounting department has a rooftop access and a utility elevator, but it's a closed door with windows. There's some desks, things like that. Pretty simple setup. The staircase. And then you guys are right by the elevator with the boss wielding the baseball bat. And it's you, and let's say it's Chet, because Chet's the one that's trying to talk to him. Okay. Paulie, what do you do?
I like to try to conceal my pistol and keep everyone calm.
Sure. Give me a charm check.
Fortunately, I do not have any in charm, but I will give it a shot. I got a 9.
9. Okay. Let's say that's not enough because you're looking for 10, but it's close enough to where you calm down one person out of the crowd, and he's thinking. He's pondering. And he says, "You know what, Paulie? You're right. We need to keep level heads in a situation like this. There was an old tree, the old tree out front. They were having a landscaping service come in today, and I bet their truck is downstairs in the parking garage. But the only way to safely get down there, if those rioters are in the main lobby, would have to be the utility elevator. And the boss is the only person who has the keys.
Let's go talk to the boss then.
Yeah. And as you go back to talk to the boss, the elevator starts to ding again. Ding, ding. It's coming back up. What do? You assume it's probably not good if it's coming back up.
Are they coming back?
Yeah.
Maybe they saw what happened and made now they're like we did.
Yeah, probably. The elevator doors open, and it is a portal to hell inside this elevator. Those same people that left are now back. Ripped, shredded. They are crazed with yellowish gray eyes. And before that, you can even react, Chet. Oh, okay. So, Chet, you get bit. And you're going to take 8 damage. And then the boss is going to get hit for 4. Your characters are not understanding what's happening here, but Chet now has an infection chance. So I'm going to roll a dice that you guys can't see. And then I have some cards here with question marks that has the actual status of Chet's infection, whether or not he is infected. And it's going to be something that I know that you guys don't, that will be revealed in time. You're going to get this card with a question mark on it, but don't open it. But you now have a bite wound.
All right.
And you took double damage as well because the sick person rolled a 20. So panic erupts in the office floor. Sick people, whatever you want to call them, start to pour out. You run away, and so does the boss. These same people that you just saw go down are now completely gored. What do you do, Chet?
I'm gonna search my surroundings for anything I can use as a weapon.
Okay. 1, you find nothing. And that's an understatement. You find absolutely nothing of use. You're rummaging through drawers and things, and there's absolutely nothing you can do.
Are there any band-aids?
On a 1? No. There's nothing. Dave.
Hey, you better put that shotgun to good use, boy.
Yeah, I aim forward and I just shoot the first 2 in line.
Okay. Yeah, so you have 2 actions. First shot.
12 plus 3 is 15.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
And then I shoot the one in the middle.
Okay.
17 plus 3 is 20.
Wow, you're on fire. All right, Paulie.
I will unconceal my pistol and shoot at the zombie right on the end here.
Okay.
First shot, 11.
Wow. And how much damage does your pistol do?
My pistol does 5 damage.
Okay, that's just enough to kill a standard walker.
And then I will also look to my left and shoot the red tux walker for a 19.
Jeez, okay. You guys are tearing it up. Nicely done. The boss has a turn. And he's going to approach and try to hit. Oh, misses. So now it's the rioter, sick person's turn. And it's going to stay in place and just attack twice. Okay, that's 1 bite and 1 miss. So now we will roll again. Okay. So the boss squeals like a child, and the undead just pulls these long strings of flesh directly off his arm. And he runs away and locks himself in the bathroom, leaving you to deal with this last crazy person, Chet.
I'm gonna try and shove him down the stairs.
Okay, go ahead and give me, we'll consider this brawling, which is fighting without a melee weapon, just using your fists, legs, stuff like that. So go ahead and give me a toughness check.
12.
Okay. Nice. So yeah, Chet, you're a really fit guy. You're super fit. And you run up to this rider, you grab him by the suit, and you just shove him down the stairs, and he just does this running somersault down 2 or 3 flights of stairs, breaks his neck halfway down, and is stopped with his legs in the air like this on the bottom of the staircase. And you just take the door, close it, and push up a chair. And there's now bodies laying on the office floor. People are crying and screaming and panicking, but no one's taking the elevator. They've learned that one. And now the office floor is looking to you on what to do. They owe you their lives. You just saved their life with that. And they're trying to figure out what the next step should be. So guys, what should we do? These aren't rioters. These are psychotic, sick people. And some would say they're already dead.
I did hear the rumor about the car in the garage. We could do that, yeah.
The landscaping vehicle.
But we also have to worry about all the office workers as well.
Yeah.
Do we?
Nah, let's just go to the landscaping truck.
Well, the only problem is, you remember the rumor, right? You could take the utility elevator and accounting down to the truck, but you need the boss's keys.
Where did the boss go?
He's
locked his
hiding
own
in the
bathroom.
bathroom.
Where's the bathroom? Right there?
Yeah, in the corner.
Right here.
All right, I'd like to move to the bathroom.
Okay. Paulie, you walk up to the men's restroom. You give it a nice gentle knock, and you say, "Boss, you in there?" And you just hear just vomit hitting the toilet. Super gross.
I'm going to try to use my toughness and open the door forcefully through the knob.
Sure. Give me a toughness check.
I have +3 in toughness.
Yeah, you're a tough guy.
A 1.
Okay, not that tough apparently. You give the door a very solid kick, and the door completely resists the urge of your knee, and you take 1 damage because you just take that force directly back into your kneecap and you fall over. Turns out they invested in some pretty good bolts specifically for the bathroom door.
Shoot at you, huh?
I will shoot the door now.
Okay. Yeah, the situation is escalated. You pull your handgun, aim towards the doorknob. I'll make this an easy check.
An 8.
Yeah, and yeah, that's just enough. Bam! You just shoot the knob off, and the door can now just be pushed open. You open the door. The boss is in there. He's standing up and looking right at you. He's got blood dripping from his lips. The baseball bat put on the ground in between you two. And he's just staring at you like he's never stared at you before. Not anger, not even like romance, just blank, empty. Almost looking through you rather than at you.
May I please have the keys?
And you see he reaches out and he grabs your hand and tries to pull you into the bathroom. And he growls like an animal, tries to bite you. And he completely misses to the point where, if you wanted to, you could actually counter him attacking you. So he rolled a 1, and if you roll a critical fail when attacking in melee, the person you're attacking has a chance to get a counter on you. So you'd have to roll. You don't have a melee weapon. The baseball bat's at your feet, unfortunately. So
I have a right hook.
You do have, okay, so you have an ability. You have a trait, Paulie, called right hook, meaning that you can dish a nasty right hook. Do you want to try to use this and counter him?
I would like to counter him with a right hook to the chin.
Okay, so give me a roll.
I will also have +3 to this roll.
Because you're a tough guy.
A 17.
Oh, okay, Paulie, you channel the energy of every bad shift, every mandatory overtime Saturday. In fact, if this guy wasn't sick, he had it coming. And you punched this guy with the most perfect MMA boxing right hook you've ever had in your life. And you knock teeth in different directions, and his head knocks all the way back so hard that the back of his head nails the wall and just cracks, and he just falls flat on his face. And just like that, he is done. And your knuckles, right, dripping with blood, but oh, you flex, you feel the power rush through your body. That was awesome. So what do you do now?
Can I see the keys on him?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can take the keys.
You take the keys, and he also has his baseball bat.
I think I'm more suitable for the baseball bat, so I will give my friend Chet here the pistol with 13 rounds, and I will equip the baseball bat.
Okay, you guys all have weapons now, but what is the next step here? More weapons? A way out? Either way, you now have the keys to the utility elevator.
I kind of want to get into that room, so I'm going to toughness check, kick down the door.
Yeah. So, Paulie, you approach the door, and you can see that the accounting person's in there, and they've barricaded. They've put all the furniture in front of the door and made it to where you can't kick it down.
Including the computers.
They've piled everything. And the person on their side, through the glass, they're shouting, "You're sick! You're sick! We're not letting you in."
Do I know this guy's name?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Peter.
Peter? Peter, come on, let us in. It's not you against us. It's all of us against everybody outside. Come on, man, let us in.
Chet, come on, man. We always talk about movies at the water fountain, but I can't let you in, man. You're sick. You've been exposed to those things.
Nah, no, I'm fine. I feel great.
Okay, so you're gonna try to charm him.
Yeah.
Okay.
8.
8, and you know what? You have a relationship with this guy. I want to say it's an easy check. Just because this guy knows you, and you wouldn't lie to this guy. You talk about movies and stuff all the time. You're basically blood brothers at the water cooler. And you see that he makes eye contact with you, and he nods, and he goes, "Marie, these people, they're not sick. We have to let them in." And you see that they start to unpile furniture from the pile. And eventually, a couple minutes pass, and they move all the furniture away, and they unlock the door and allow you to come in.
I'm going to hide my bite wound.
Yeah. True, yeah, you were just lying to your water cooler friend. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you cover up the bite wound, and you walk, and everyone at county is looking at you like you guys are from Mars, right? You're carrying these weapons, you've killed people, presumably people, right in front of them. And Paulie, you just produce the key. You put it in, and it works. So, utility elevator can stop at each one of the floors, but the additional floor it can stop at is the parking garage. So if there's inventory, scheduling people, whatever, bringing up paper, computers, they take this elevator instead of the standard one. So you have the option of any floor or the parking garage. What do you do?
Let's go down to the parking garage.
Okay. Piling into the elevator, you start to head down to the parking garage. Okay, so you head down to the parking garage. It's damp, dark. There's a couple cars near you. And although this is the drawn out area, it's slightly bigger, but this is just all you can really see. There's a police cruiser, the landscaping car, and then there's a regular car. And ahead of you, on the northern part, is this big chain link fence that leads to the outside. And on that chain link fence is what has to be dozens of the sick people pressed against it, looking at you like your lunch.
I will look for the lawn service vehicle.
So you start to walk towards the landscaping vehicle, and looking in the back, there are some precious weapons. There's a fire axe, a machete, there's a gallon of gas, and something that catches your attention, a chainsaw.
I actually want to leave the police cruiser before we leave.
Chainsaw on the
Yeah, give me a roll.
gas for use. So need the unit of gas.
What is that? I can't read.
That's a 20.
20.
Oh.
Nice. So I'm going to say you find no weapons, but 3 units of ammunition that are ready to go. When finding ammunition, you roll a d6, and then you take that number as the amount of bullets that you found.
Machete.
But we do a fun house rule where if you want to, you can re-roll, but you have to take the second number. Same number, okay. And then third one? What'd you roll? A 1?
One of both times.
1 both times? Yeah, okay. So did you take that all as shotgun shells then?
Yep.
Okay.
I was completely out of shotgun shells.
Oh, okay. So you find some shotgun shells in the police cruiser. You found the chainsaw, and then there's this last car.
20.
Okay, guys. So in this
220s.
cruiser, you find some bandages,
Oh, thank God.
some pain pills, and some glue and nails.
I'll take a pain pill if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go.
So if you don't
Here's a
have
pain
if you don't
pill.
have a backpack or anything, you can store a 2x2 in your inventory. The parking garage gate
I don't know
starts to
what you said.
give. It starts to flex forward and become kind of the shape of a seat. And the wall of people are pressing against it, and you start to see the gears on top start to shake and start to give out.
I think it's time to go.
Yeah, probably back upstairs.
It's probably time to go.
Yes.
As you guys turn to run upstairs, the police cruiser radio chirps and comes to life. A message from the military saying that everyone needs to remain calm and that things are under control.
As I look over at the gate, it's about to come down. Shit that's not under control.
Yeah, exactly. The message on the radio says that the military is going to be doing evacuations tomorrow at sunrise. But they'll be looking for people on the roof. They'll be sending helicopter evacuations, but you have to make it until sunrise. And the radio signs off with saying, "God bless you all, and good night." And then it dies. And
All right.
you turn back, the gate falls down, and hundreds of those things start to pour into the garage. You guys jump into the service elevator, pressing the button as hard as you can. You know, like the close button, you know, the closed door. You're pressing that as hard as you can, and it finally closes. Whew, close one. And because of that, you guys are going to lose 1 sanity as well. Coming back to the office floor. The elevator, still functional, but no one's on it. Staircase blocked with the chair that you put in front. The people in the office looking to you on what to do. Across the street, the office building adjacent to you. You walk to the window and see gunfire at the bottom floor. And hundreds of those sick people storm the bottom floor. And you watch in horror as they clear floor by floor, and they start to eat and tear everyone apart. And everyone on the floor is watching this happening in real time. Within minutes, the entire building is overrun as they just tear up through the staircase, bash down barricades, and somebody has a horrific realization of, that could be us. You're going to have a few hours in game here to prepare before the sick people in the streets realize that there's still people left in this building, and they start to storm up and attack. So what is your guys' plan for holding out? Barricading? Are you guys going to be crafting any weapons or upgrading any of your weapons too?
I will upgrade my machete, I guess, with my weapon mod and adhesive.
Okay, so since you have the weapon mod and adhesive, you can upgrade one of your weapons. You're going to need to apply and pass an engineering check. Wow,
10.
Nice, just enough. So using the nails and the glue, you managed to enhance your machete, and it's going to do 1 additional damage. And Chet, go ahead and give me an aid check to see how you're feeling right now.
4.
Yeah, not too hot.
I'm not feeling great.
Yeah, the situation is so extreme that you can't help but feel tears well up in your eyes. And when you try to like pat away the tears, the tips of your fingers are just red. Dave, you assist in the barricade. So you have 2 types of barricades that you can do here. You can do a prepared barricade, which means that based off your engineering roll, it multiplies the amount of health that the doors and windows have. Or you can do a hasty barricade and just push furniture. You shut off all the lights on the floor. You for sure have at least a couple hours before they eventually smell you out and find you. Okay. Hours pass, hiding in the dark. Crouched away from the windows, you see the city burn bright as fireworks at night, as flames consume entire buildings. At one point, a helicopter stops on the roof of a building, and people, so many people holding on to it, it spins out of control and crashes into another, bringing tons of concrete to fall down onto the ground below and hit people that have absolutely no reaction to getting smacked by giant slabs of concrete and just continue to walk and shamble around. Isolated in this building. People, the panicking has resided, and instead exhaustion takes hold. It's dark. The only light being had is from flames of different buildings dancing through the windows and coating everything in a nice light orange. No words from your families, ex-wives, nothing. Complete silence. And the city now burns bright with fire, gunshots, and screaming even now, late into the night. You check the wall clock. 30 minutes until sunrise. But the floors beneath you, you start to hear commotion, screams, gnashing, bones breaking, the sounds of like fresh celery being snapped, just the floor underneath you. They're coming. And you are out of time. The elevator remains silent, but the noise, the absolute wave, the vibrating power of just noise and footsteps, completely silent besides what sounds like a crowd of people rushing up the staircase. They hit it with an unbelievable amount of force. The door gets hit so hard that if it wasn't barricaded, they would have just blown straight through immediately. And you can see fists and eyeballs, yellow pupils staring at you on the other side of the door. And you have probably less than a minute. And they're coming from the staircase in the corner of the room. So take whatever prepared positions that you want. You check the wall clock, 27 minutes. You just need to hold out for just a little longer. And you know that if they fight you out of this room, through accounting up the staircase, you're stuck on the roof with nowhere to go. You wait. Every time the door thuds, your heart skips a beat. You try to calm your breathing. Your arms and hands shake as you wait for the inevitable. Then, the door, with the force of 30 bodies, completely leaving the hinges, launches across the way, adjacent through you guys standing, and hits the other side of the room. Chet.
I take aim with my police pistol and shoot the first one.
Okay.
16.
Yeah. The first one enters the staircase. You line up the shot, squeezing the trigger. Boom! Perfect headshot. The people in the office building crowd in the corner, screaming as all these sick people push their way into the floor. You have another action, by the way, Chet.
I do. I'll shoot again, I guess.
Okay.
Ooh. Critical miss. 1.
Okay, so you roll a 1
Fail.
for shooting. So you're going to need to roll again to see if your weapon malfunctions.
14.
Okay, so you rolled high enough. Your weapon's a tier
2.
2.
Tier 2.
Which means that your weapon is fine, and instead it's just a bad round. So you just pull the slide back, the bad round ejects, and by next turn, you're okay. If you rolled lower, there's a chance your weapon would jam, or even if you rolled double 1s, the weapon would shatter and break and be completely unusable. Dave.
5 plus 3 is 8.
Okay. Dave, you're letting the shotgun talk as they enter the top room, and you blast one in the chest, and he just flies down the staircase. You don't kill him, he'll be back later. But you did manage, just with the force of the shotgun, send him over the railing. He just falls down the center of the stairs.
I'm going to start my chainsaw.
Yeah. You pull the cord, the chainsaw comes to, and you feel the power of the engine and the blades. And you feel pretty capable right now.
Yes, and then for my second action, I am going to pop these pain pills.
Okay. Yeah. Good idea. They start to overwhelm the staircase, pouring into the room.
I am going to back up a little bit and shoot at one of them.
Okay.
And I missed. I rolled a 5.
I just started blasting. 10 plus 3 is 13.
All right, Dave, that's a good hit.
13 plus 3 is 16.
So you correct your previous shooting, and you blast the shotgun twice, which now I believe you're out of ammo, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you kill 2 of them as they come up the stairs. Paulie, so you have a special weapon, a tier 3, which is the elite level of weaponry. And your chainsaw has a special trait called chainsaw. And chainsaw means that your weapon automatically hits and kills anything in the square. And using the power of the chainsaw, you catch her right in the shoulder, and splashing you with blood and gore and guts, you chainsaw him completely in half. While you're waiting for the teeth of the chainsaw to tear through, more of them pour up the stairs at you. Walkers have an ability where if there's more than 2, so if there's 3 or more, they have the option to drag you down and attack you. So it's the idea of alone, they're not much of an issue, but if you get more than a couple touching you, it can get really bad. They can overwhelm you. And they're going to attempt to do this to Paulie. 18, yeah. So when they pull Paulie down, he's stunned for 1 turn, plus they get each 1 free hit on him. So you're stunned for 1 turn, Paulie. And then they get 4, 8, 12 damage. Each one of them hit. So that's 12 damage on you, Paulie.
I do have painkiller, so one of those will go to 2.
Yeah, so you took the pain pills, which gives you the temporary trait of painkiller, meaning that your next time you get hit, you take half damage. But that only applies for the next hit. Chet.
I am going to toss Dave my pistol since he's out of ammo. Yeah, I'll still hand it to Dave. He's better with it than I am. So I'll toss him my police-issued pistol, and I will hold my ground back here with my machete.
Okay.
Get a good stance going.
We'll move you closer to him so you can trade.
Okay.
And then now you're wielding your machete, your upgraded machete.
I'm going to use the handgun, kill one directly in front of me.
Okay. Whew.
That's a kill.
Wow. Okay. Good shot.
And then I move back towards fucking Chet.
Okay.
Yep.
Paulie is stunned. So now we're going to skip his turn, and these undead are each going to get an attack on him again.
No.
That's a 20.
Yep.
So give me a d6, and that's how many turns you have until you bleed out.
Hey, come on, guys. I got 6 turns. You can get me.
You could recover this. So you're going to get 2 infection cards, and it only matters if one of them says you're infected. If they both say not infected, you've somehow survived this. But he rolled for 6 turns, so if you're feeling brave, there is a chance that you could recover Paulie. In the meantime, there's a chance they're going to get to drag down... this is you, Chet, yeah?
Yes.
There's a chance they're going to try to drag you down, Chet, so I'm going to roll for it. Okay, so they just barely missed. They tried to grab at you, Chet, and you're fast. You just jump back, barely avoiding getting grabbed. So, back to you guys.
Almost had to use my dodge there.
Yeah,
I'm going
for
to
sure.
slice the shirtless one kind of next to me
Okay.
with my upgraded machete. 11 damage.
Wow, good hit.
Or 11 for 7 damage.
Yeah, unfortunately, more come up the stairs.
I think you're dinner for these rioters tonight, unfortunately.
These cannibals aren't starving tonight.
They are completely overwhelming the floor.
I fire one more shot off into there just to try to kill one last one. I don't. Or wait,
That's a 10, yeah.
10. I thought that was a 2 sideways.
Boom. Shotgun, kill that one. Or sorry, pistol, yeah.
Pistol.
You
And
pistol
then I
him.
retreat into the account room.
Yeah, you retreat into the counter room. All the office workers running here with you. You lock the door. And poor Paulie, screaming out in the lobby, is eaten alive.
So this one we go to the accounting room and shut the door for everyone else can get in.
I'm sorry, Paulie.
Poor Paulie.
I couldn't save you.
He died a hero.
Popping pain pills, chopping up zombies with a chainsaw.
Only got one.
That's okay, that was a cool kill. Okay, they're piled up. They're piled up against the windows and doors. They're attacking.
Quality over quantity.
Chet, what do? You check the wall clock. 11 minutes.
11 minutes. So keep. I'm gonna keep just reinforcing the windows and the doors here, and just keep trying to keep them out of this room for as long as we can.
Okay.
I
Dave.
reload my 12 gauge.
Okay. And for your second action?
Help with reinforcing.
Yeah. So you guys are just desperately trying to reinforce, but they're just doing all this damage. Yeah, they're just doing all this damage to it. They're tearing through stuff. They're breaking the windows, forcing their way through. And it's pretty clear to see that not by next turn, but the turn after that, they're going to be in the building if you don't thin them out a little bit.
I will. Can I hit them with my machete?
Yeah, you can like slide it through
Oh,
the
okay.
furniture cracks.
I'll try and slice one up then. That would be an 11.
Just enough.
7 damage. Slice one more up. 15.
Wow, nicely done. Okay, Dave.
I put my barrel of my shotgun up in between the cracks and stuff of the barricade, and I just start firing. Five plus 3 is 8.
Okay.
Killed that one.
So yeah, they're going to continue to tear through. They're still doing good, so by next turn they're going to be in. And Chet, things start to get blurry.
Oh.
Your vision starts to fade out. You cough, holding out your hand, this big powerful cough, and yeah, there's just thick, dark blood all over your knuckle.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, you can go ahead and reveal your infection chance card.
I am infected.
Chet, you know for a fact that you are turning. And you pull back your bandage, your wound is already festering looking. And Chet passes out and falls to the ground. And his machete clangs towards you. And do you pick up the machete?
I do.
Okay. You wield the machete, and Chet comes back as a different kind of sick person. He stands up fast, twitching like an animal. And he just dives on the closest person and starts ripping into them with ferocious speed. At the same time, the south side of the accounting room breaks in, and they start pouring in. Dave, the sound of helicopter rotors above you.
I start going upstairs.
Yeah. So give me an agility check to outrun all of these undead, all these crazy people.
Name
19.
Chet.
Fantastic. You run up to the rooftop. The door behind you blows open with force, and Chet is chasing you, running full speed, arms pumping in the air, and he's closing the distance. The helicopter, seeing you being chased by all of these undead, begins to take off, leaving you for dead. You pound your feet against the pavement harder than you've ever have in your entire life. Every fiber of your being is pushing yourself towards that salvation, that long piece of rope leaning out the door. And a soldier hanging off the side of the helicopter is beckoning you. He's giving you this to run. You keep your huffing, trying to close the distance, and the helicopter is now off the roof. The rope out in the open, hanging free above the city. Give me an agility check to jump. What was it?
15.
Whoa, okay, very nice, because that was a hard roll. So, you feel the presence of Chet at your heels, his fingertips reaching out towards you. You plant your foot at the edge of the building, and you leap. Out in the open, you reach out and you grab as hard as you can as you slide down the rope, giving yourself the worst rope burn that you've ever had. But you hang onto the rope with every fiber of your being, and you grit your teeth through the intense rope burn and slide downwards and stop at the very end. You wrap the rope around your arm and your leg as people from the office, Chet himself, are falling past you down into the open street, reaching out at you before they hit the ground with the wettest smack.
Suckers.
Dangling above the city, you peer downwards, and the amount of people in the street is almost like a crowd similar to a parade. Hundreds, maybe thousands of hands reaching up directly at you, dangling above them. A sea of empty yellowish gray eyes and gnawing teeth all below you. You turn away, hiding your gaze, and you wrap your legs and arms around the rope and you just hang on as you feel the rope slowly start to get lifted up, and the soldier above you is hoisting you back on the helicopter. Your fingers cry out with joy as you feel the metal helicopter as you're dragged on, exhausted, beat, bruised, and bloodied. And the helicopter guy, he pats you on the shoulder, he looks you in the eyes, and he goes, "Son of a bitch, you actually jumped!" And he pulls you into the seat, and he straps you in as the helicopter begins to gain altitude. The office building below you, now close to 100 of those things standing on the roof staring at you. Absolutely no hope of ever holding them off. They're all just staring upwards at you blankly as the helicopter takes off. And you breathe a sigh of relief, your wounds catching up with you from the day's events, and the helicopter gunner checks your eyes with a flashlight, and he says, "Were you bit?"
No.
The city burns beneath you. Buildings tall with steel beams ache and sway before collapsing from the flames, cooking their very foundation. The bodies on the streets, now the size of ants, have no reaction to this as the city burns and falls apart around them. And you manage to grunt out a question, holding your ears from the helicopter before they put on a headset. And you ask him, "Where are we going?" And the helicopter gunner replies, "Not sure yet. There's a word of safe zone close to the Keys. Hard to say. Whatever the thing is, it hit us all over the country, not just here either. London, Paris, Moscow, Beijing, Tokyo, you name it. Reporting the same. Command radio went silent 4 or 5 hours ago. And after the day that you've had, you weren't so surprised that you were so easily able to just accept this." And you ask him, "Well, what can we do?" And the pilot looks to you with sad eyes, and he says, "Survive, brother. It's all we can do." You nod and you look away, watching the city burn in the orange horizon. And now, you, Dave, along with the rest of humanity, now faces the 1,000-year night. If you liked what you saw today, please consider buying the official Journey Rule Guide. It's packed with over 100 pages of premium content, great human-made art, and fun mechanics, like starting your own settlement, waging wars, driving cars, and even keeping pets. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the apocalypse. And remember, you see trouble, aim for the head. Thanks.